Today I want to talk to you a little bit about getting started in YouTube and the gear you ought to buy. I became a YouTuber about 4 years ago, and one of the biggest things or biggest problems that I had was knowing what equipment to buy before I started shooting. I'd had film experience before and also photography experience when I was in the catalog production business. I pretty much knew what I need to have to be a YouTuber as a hobby. But I think I was wrong. And after 4 years of experience, I think I have finally figured out the path that you should take on the gear that you buy. Sometimes the influencers kind of push you one way or the other, and you think you need all this expensive equipment to get started. But in fact, that's just not the case. You can do it the simple way and then grow into it. As your shooting style changes or your topics change, you can get the right equipment for that job. But right now, I want to talk about getting started. It's a good thing to just look around and see what equipment you have. You may have nothing, just a smartphone or maybe an action cam like a GoPro, or you might have a mirrorless camera laying around. So you want to look and inventory what you've got so that you know what you're going to need. You also want to look at your shooting environment and the type of things that you want to shoot. Are you going to shoot outside? Are you going to shoot inside? The cheapest way to start, of course, is shooting outside or inside with available light. I did my first videos with available light, and they turned out pretty good. But there were some problems, and I addressed those later. Another thing to think of is what your interests are and what you plan to do for the future. That's going to make a big difference in the equipment you buy later. But right now, we're only talking about the equipment you need to start, how to buy the least expensive equipment, and it will be equipment that will stay with you through your entire experience. It's really a surprise. I've got equipment that I bought 4 years ago when I started my YouTube channel, and I'm still using some of it today. Actually, I've never sold any of it off. I've pretty much got everything that I started with, and I use it. So I think my decisions on what to buy were pretty good. If you buy an extension handle and make a selfie stick out of it, you'll find that that is much more versatile than buying a dedicated selfie stick with a button to start and stop the camera and things like that. You really don't need it. You just need the extension handle and a couple of little accessories that screw on it. That's it. If you were lucky and had a mirrorless camera, if it has a mic jack, that's the first thing you want to utilize when you make your videos. All these things together might cost you $75 or $100, depending on which ones you buy, of course. But these are durable items. Like I said, I've had these ever since I started and I still use them all. Let's take a look. Let's assume that you're starting with a smartphone or with a action camera. They're pretty much both the same as far as the equipment that you need to start. The first thing that's always good is some kind of camera support. I think that the best thing that you can get is probably a little combination tripod and selfie stick. I use the Tech extension handle, some tripod legs that I bought, and a little holder to hold my cell phone. And that's what I started with. I've still got the extension handles that I started with 4 years ago. If I'd bought one that had a trigger on it or some sort of USB thing, it probably wouldn't even be working today. Or I wouldn't have the device that it worked with. So just stay away from that kind of stuff. Sometimes technology is just not what you need. What you need is things that's simple and work and stay with you. These are investments. They're not throwaways. So it's a good idea to go with what works. The core of my support equipment that I bought when I first started was the Tech V2700 extension pole. It has a 19 centimeter to 73 centimeter reach, and it has tripod mounts on the top and bottom. It's a great little accessory, and it's really inexpensive. You can do a lot with this little pole, and I think that once you get it, it's hard to go back to anything else. I use these all the time. I have one of these extension poles equipped with a V-Ledge VD12 tripod swivel and tilt head. It's a tilt head with an Arca-Swiss base, so you can attach any accessory that has an Arca-Swiss plate to it and have a fully functional quick release. The other thing I like about it is that you can tilt it to the angle that you need to use for your shot. You really don't have any problem with it tilting or rolling to the side like you would with a ball head. I just don't enjoy using ball heads at all. I've had bad luck with them. Later in the video, I will show you a ball head that I do use sometimes. This Shillito XJ8 smartphone tripod mount is absolutely the best smartphone tripod mount that I've ever encountered. It's all metal. It's really strong. It has a bubble level on the top. It also has a cold shoe on top to attach a microphone. The bottom of this smartphone mount has two additional features that I find really handy. One is a regular 1/4 by 20 tripod socket. So you can screw this on any kind of 1/4-20 device that you need to screw it on. It is Arca-Swiss compatible and fits right on my V-Ledge VD12 tripod swivel and tilt. So it's very versatile. It'll hold a good sized smartphone. My 6-inch smartphone with the case fits on it just fine. I think now I've probably got 3 or 4 of these little smartphone tripod mounts. I threw all my old plastic ones and things like that in the trash. I've had too much problems with them. They weren't sturdy, they were too wide, and would push the buttons on my smartphone. Just things like that. I didn't enjoy using them at all and was always having to try some workaround. But this one has really been great. Hey, later on I bought a DJI Osmo Pocket camera, and I needed to mount it to my accessory pole. Well, that wasn't a problem. I found this little cage and it does the job perfectly. I put an Arca-Swiss on the bottom and it fits the V-Ledge tilt and swivel. It's really handy. I can do selfie shots, vlogging shots, and even fake drone shots with the addition of an extra Fayutech extension pole. After I bought the first extension pole, I saw quickly that I could use another one. Again, I could use it for fake drone shots. I could use it for anything where I needed a little more reach. It would screw right on the bottom of the first one and give me a length of 146 centimeters total. Also, it gives me 2 handles. If Rea and I are shooting a project together, we have 2 handles and 2 sets of accessories to do our shooting. It really makes it good. You not only get versatility in features, but you get the ability to have an extra shooter on hand or a stationary camera. So I would say, as soon as you can, pick up a second one of these. And about using your extension handle as a tripod, the best thing I found for that was the KingJoy portable mini tripod. It's a little all-metal tripod that screws right in the bottom of the extension pole and gives you a fully functional tripod. Of course, it won't hold the weight of a traditional tripod, but for smartphones and action cameras, it works just fine. No problem. I've had both extension poles on it before, extended to 146 centimeters, and not had a problem at all holding a smartphone. It worked fine. So I'd say definitely add some of these to your kit. I do have a little ball head that fits all this stuff. It'll fit the tripod or it'll fit the extension handle. It's a V-ledge ball head, and in this picture I'm showing it mounted on the KingJoy tripod. You could also attach it to an extension pole and add the KingJoy tripod legs to make a fully functional tripod with a ball head. This is a nice little device, although like I said, I'm not a big fan of ball heads. Now let's talk about the accessories you'll need to get started with your audio. The second thing you're going to need is a microphone of some kind. If you don't have a microphone and you try to use the microphone in your action cam, if it has one, or your smartphone, it's going to be really bad. And you definitely need a microphone. A little plug-in lavalier or the little shotgun mic like I have on my phone here is really inexpensive, maybe $15. It really improves your sound and improves the quality of your production amazingly. You can use your smartphone to make your videos, but the sound isn't going to be that good. So what you really need to do, add one of these little buoyant microphones to the mix, and you'll find that your audio will be much improved. It's a good investment, maybe 15 or 20 bucks. In a few weeks I'll do part 2 of this video and kind of explain what I moved into and the equipment that I chose to buy after that. I didn't spend a lot of money, and I didn't buy all the expensive stuff that a lot of people buy. YouTube has a bad habit of smashing your videos and compressing it and messing with your sound. So I tried to buy equipment that would give me as good a quality as you can get on YouTube without overspending. I don't need 4K, I don't need 8K. I just needed a good solid camera with removable lenses and some camera support equipment. I also bought a little extra audio equipment because the more you shoot, the more situations you find yourself in where you need more audio equipment. We'll get into that in the next video. This is JR, the TexPat OTG, saying thanks for watching.